Folks, welcome to Pasadena, California, and the beautiful Rose Bowl, home to the UCLA Bruins. This is a setting so beautiful, so perfect, it almost looks like a movie set. This is not your normal matchup, a battle of top 5 teams, 2 forces colliding here near the end of the season. Cannot wait for this one. Big playoff implications. As we'll see a team that made use of a bye week, the Clemson Tigers. The Bruins will kick it away to start us off.
Set to kick this one.
And it comes out of the 25. No return attempted there. So Clemson's offense going to get the chance to start this game off. And here comes one of the elite running backs in all of college football. When he gets the ball in his hands, he just hold your breath time. He's been electrifying.
He sure is. The embodiment of a superstar. The bona fide runner with ill intentions for the defense. This offense leans on him, and there aren't very many times that he doesn't come through for them.
It's early, but this crowd is fired up. Listen to this noise here. This is going to be tough for the visitors today. First play of the drive, he looks left for a completion. Brought down for a loss after the completion. Not what they were looking for.
Man, the defense was all over that play. Just left him almost no room to work after catching the ball.
Out of the shotgun, he hands it off. Brought down, but broken tackle to produce a solid gain there.
Man, you know, the back gets a lot of the attention here, and he's a good back. I love to see that offensive line win the battle at the line of scrimmage.
So ball at the 30. This is a manageable third down play for the offense. Here's the handoff on a counter. Good enough for the first down to the 37.
Boy, an opportunity missed here by this defense. They get him to third down. They load up the line of scrimmage, but they could not deny this back of coming up with that conversion.
On 1st and 10 here, looking to throw the ball. It's a quick grab. To get him down quickly, not much of a gain on that completion.
Love the timing here between the quarterback and his receiver. Pick up some positive yards. I continue to be impressed with just the chemistry between these two.
Getting set. Here's second down. Fakes the handoff here, looking to throw it. And he pulls in the catch. It's a big gain across midfield all the way to the 39-yard line. And the Tigers will come to the line to run the hurry-up. Physical defending. That one falls incomplete. Brings up second down.
Well, I'm a big fan of the RPO, but it is a dangerous play for the quarterback. You got to make the right decision. On this play, it just seemed like he was a little hesitant, unsure, and it cost him here with an incompletion.
Looking to throw it again. This time it's complete. They tackle him. Looks like it's going to be just short of the marker, inches away.
And there's the tight end who shows off his hands.
This will be third and short, the 7th play of the opening drive. They'll run the option. Pitch to the back. Heads out of bounds after a solid gain, more than enough to pick up a first down.
Well, this is exactly what you want to see as an offense to open up a football game. Everything seems to be working, whether they're running the football, as we saw right there, able to protect, throw the football with timing and rhythm, everything on full display for this offense to let this defense know they could be in for a long day.
And here comes the noise. This crowd is trying to inspire this defense to make a big red zone stop. That's a nice tackle there by the senior. An important third down conversion coming here in the red zone. Drops back, needing a third down completion here. And it's picked off in the end zone. And he'll be taken down, but after a good return.
Hey, these guys have been giving up some plays. I mean, this offense looked pretty good. They're moving the ball, but they get him to third down. They get pressure on the quarterback. Quarterback panics, puts that ball into coverage, and this defense comes up with that big interception.
So UCLA's offense makes their way onto the field for their first possession. If there's one guy on this defensive side, Kirk, who can be a game wrecker, it's this elite pass rusher, very much on the quarterback's mindset.
Yeah, Chris, but it's going to be very tough. This quarterback does a nice job of moving around in the pocket, and also he's going to have an awareness of exactly where this guy is and have a clock in his mind about how quickly that ball needs to get out.
Keep it on the ground. There's the handoff. Brought down to the 23. Good enough for a first down.
Boy, just really good vision and patience by this back. He kind of felt his way through and then accelerated through the hole for the first down. One of the things that you see over the years by UCLA is the ability to control the line of scrimmage and have good backs that can pick up big yards.
Important second down play coming up. And someone on the line there moved a bit early. Offense gets a 5-yard penalty.
False start.
Pretty easy call for the head coach. He will accept that penalty, of course. What's the play call here on second down for this offense? Here's the snap. Quarterback looking to throw. And he's going to fire this one deep down the middle. He tried to go very deep there. Good effort. Now it's third down.
But Chris, the offense takes a shot downfield, and this defender does a great job of making a play on the ball. Not only that, he tips that ball up into the air. Good chance for the defense to come up with an interception there.
Looking to throw it on third and very long. Caught near the sideline, but just a short gain.
The key here to me, Chris, is the receiver runs a precise route, and the timing is impeccable. Quarterback cannot hesitate, because if he does, it could be pick six going the other way.
Good effort by the return man. They get him down, but that's a solid gain in return. Okay, the Clemson offense heads back out onto the field. They had some good things going on the last drive, but it ended suddenly with the pick. Let's see what they can do here. First play of the drive, they're going to throw the football. Quick completion to the tight end. Defense surrounds him. Just a short gain on that completion. Now it's second down here. Moving the receiver around pre-snap. Quarterback wants to throw it on second down. Receiver makes the catch, and he's brought down, but he does have enough for the first down. A new set of downs after that completion. And they'll run it out of the shotgun. An exciting spin move, but doesn't produce much of a gain.
Hat on a hat up front. Good job of opening up the holes. Anytime you can get positive yards on first down, that's a win.
Second down play coming up. It's a draw to the back. Goes backwards, losing 3 yards there.
Man, the defensive coordinator has to be fired up about this play. The thing that he has to love is that his defense and their technique was right on point. They didn't lose their leverage. They stayed with the play and didn't just go after the quarterback.
Dropping back, they're going to throw for the first down. And he lobs it deep down the middle. The pass is intercepted. Going the other way, can they catch it? Follows the pick with a nice return before finally being brought down.
Well, a mistake by the quarterback of putting that up in the air, but a great play by the free safety. You know, you sit back and cover three. The center fielder is the free safety. He's got his eyes on the quarterback, and when that ball is released, he's got to show an athletic ability to be able to go.
They'll take a deep shot here. Deep ball is caught for a huge gain here. Touchdown, UCLA. No chance to catch it. Now the all-important extra point. And the PAT makes it 7-0 to open score. The kickoff team on the field now as they get set to send this one away. He thought about returning it, but instead takes a knee. It'll be a touchback, and they'll start at the 25. And the powerful Clemson offense is back out there. The last possession ended in an interception. Let's see if they continue to trust this quarterback in the passing game. First play of the drive, they'll come out throwing. Snags the quick throw. Tackle made at the 37. That's a solid gain. They bring him down, but the junior quarterback showing off the cannon.
Well, the quarterback has just too much time against this zone. There's not enough pressure. It's allowing him to sit back and pick apart this zone defense.
First down, looking to throw the ball. Catch is made behind the line of scrimmage. Man heads out of bounds after a decent gain.
One thing I love about this back is how he gets involved in the passing game. Nice catch here.
The completion makes it second and short. Fakes the handoff, looking to throw. Oh, and he dropped it over the middle and some traffic there. Now brings up third down.
Well, that's everything you want to see from an offense. Great execution. The line gave the quarterback time. Quarterback makes a great read, throws it to his guy, and the receiver drops it. Now he's going to have to shake that off and get ready to make that next play.
Escapes the pocket. And they get him down, but that's a solid gain there to move the sticks using his feet.
This is a deflating play for this defense on third and short. Good coverage. They take away all the short routes, but the one person who wasn't accounted for is the quarterback, and he uses his legs to pick it up.
The pocket breaking down. Oh, a sack. The senior on this defense making a big play.
Nothing is more gratifying for a defense to be able to sit back and play zone and still get pressure on the quarterback with your defensive front.
If this offense faces a 2nd and 15, the O-line needs to regroup. Quarterback sets up, looking for an open man. Wow, a third pick tonight by the QB. Going the other way, can they stop him? Touchdown, Bruins. Wow, what a play, a defensive score. And a pick six, a monster play by this defense here.
That defender showed a lot of athletic ability there with the ball in his hands. I wouldn't be surprised if the head coach watching that thought about maybe giving him some reps as a returner after that touchdown.
Doesn't bring the kick out. Touchback. They'll start at the 25. Okay, the Clemson offense heads back out onto the field. They have got to bounce back on this possession after throwing a pick six last time out here. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. Tackle made at the 37. That's a solid gain.
So you're a defensive coordinator trying to stop this offense. Your eyes are in the backfield worried about that quarterback who's going to run it or throw it. You got to worry about the receivers getting downfield and making big plays. And now, oh, by the way, you got a program that has great history at the running back spot. Guys like, think about it, Travis Etienne and C.J. Spiller, backs they have here now on this roster. There are just so many different combinations and ways to attack you.
Quick throw caught on the left side. And the defense swarms, not much of a gain on that completion. We've got a good early quarterback duel so far, Kirk. Let's check out the stats. Offense getting set for a second down here to begin the quarter. Handoff here from the shotgun. Breaking free at the 35. They bring him down, but a big chunk of yardage on the play. The Tigers will come to the line to crank up the tempo. Linebackers making some adjustments now. Looking to throw it from the red zone. And he's going to fling it deep, going for it all here. Catch made in the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers.
Chris, remember in college football, it's just 1 foot down to be able to count for a touchdown. Does a great job towards the back line there. Doesn't go out of bounds. Goes up into the air and gets that 1 foot down. That's good. That's a score.
Here's the kickoff team now, set to boot this one away. And here's the return from inside the 5. He'll be tackled at the 17. Strong job by the coverage team. And the Bruins offense back out on the field. It was a one-play touchdown drive through the air last time. The defense makes some adjustments. Send the back in motion. First play of the drive, they look to the right. Tackle made after a solid gain. They'll spot the ball at the 34.
It's a first down here by this UCLA offense. Nice timing between the quarterback and the receiver to be able to get those yards and keep the sticks moving. Good job also of just feeling the defense's coverage and making a quick decision to get that ball out.
Tackle is made, but that's good for a first down of the 47.
Sometimes I almost get mesmerized watching these runners who have great vision. You know, the eyes that carry their feet to the open space, making people miss. I just love watching those guys do work.
And then first down, right back to the running game. They get him down, but the gain moves the ball to the plus 40.
Good job of picking up some big yards for the first down by UCLA. Chris, they have had some great backs over the years, and this back's living up to it. Think about it. Maurice Jones-Drew.
And the senior making a disruptive impact play.
Boy, after a huge gain on the ground, they come back and throw the football, and the quarterback's on his back. The offensive line's got to do a good job of not just with the run blocking, but taking care of their quarterback and giving him a chance to throw the ball.
The offensive line will have to regroup after the sack. It's 2nd and 13. And the ball is handed off out of the shotgun. They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1. There's that excellent linebacker with a clear path just running downhill quickly.
You know, I think one of the great things about watching this guy play all year is his vision. He just has great instincts. That time the defensive line ate up all the linemen, freed up the linebacker to get into the backfield, and the result is a tackle for a loss for the backer.
Drops back, looking to throw for it on third down. Got him for a sack. A big play made them one of the senior leaders of this defense.
They just felt that one coming. Third down and long. Those defensive linemen are in that sprinter stance. They know the offense is going to have to throw. Great job of using that athletic ability and speed to get after the quarterback to come up with that sack.
And on fourth down, the punter sends it away. And we'll see what he can do on the return. And the returner brought down by the coverage team. And the powerful Clemson offense is back out there. They scored a touchdown in their last possession. Let's see if this defense can make adjustments and prevent that this time. Quarterback will throw it off the one-pass option. And he will be stuffed for no gain.
Well, this is exactly what you want to see from the defense. Yeah, you give up the catch, but you're right there to be able to stop this receiver from making any yards after the catch.
Offense getting set. It's second down. And he'll set up to throw. It's a screen pass complete to the running back. And he's out of bounds after gaining decent yardage.
Good time here to drop this screen in for the offensive coordinator. And a nice job by the running back being able to pick up some positive yards here on this play.
He'll take a deep shot. And that deep shot is caught for a big gain. They finally get him, but it's across midfield. Big gain to the 33.
That is great arm strength and accuracy by this quarterback. And let's not forget the wide receiver's job of bringing it in for that big gain.
He's tackled at the 27. Second down.
Second down after that previous play. Quarterback still with the football. And the senior able to make the stop after a short gain.
Not exactly the outcome this offense was hoping for here on the option. I'll give them credit. They didn't lose anything, so it wasn't a negative play. But this kind of play's got to be able to hit big and get down the sidelines for big yards.
Ball carrier heads out of bounds, but the pickup is good enough to move the chains. First down.
Chris, it's the consistency of this back that is giving this defense fits. They've got to come up with some changes up front. This guy's already over 50 yards, and if he keeps running the way he is, not only is he having a great day, but it's going to give this quarterback a chance to hit some big plays downfield off play action.
Here comes a crucial second down play. Every yard tough to find down here in the red zone. Offense looking to throw the ball. QB to the tight end for a completion. Finally, they get him. A great tackle by the cornerback. Not easy with that size difference. Timeout is called by the defense. That's their first in the half. And they convert here on third down in the red zone. This is a 4-point type of play, touchdown or field goal. Looking to pick up the first down through the air. Another pick. Wow, that's the 4th tonight. And he steps out of bounds after a great return. What a hit. Sets up the offense in great position. And the UCLA offense is back out on the field. They were forced to punt it last time. Now they're looking to respond and add to this lead. And it's intercepted. They read the screen perfectly. He's got some room and some blockers here. Crosses the 10. Touchdown, Clemson. And the defense joins the party with a pick 6. How about that for a defensive touchdown to game.
Well, you only get a handful of those in an entire season. To be able to come up with that in this game to tie the game is just big time by this defense, and it gets them right back where they need to be.
Extra point knocked right down the middle. And with that extra point, we're all tied up now in the second quarter. Now they get set to kick it away. Fields it inside the 5-yard line. Tackled at the 22. Good job by the coverage team. And the UCLA offense takes the field. Let's see what they can bounce back from that costly mistake last time, a pick 6. Looking for the wideout. Looks downfield and connects with a wide-open wide receiver. Inside the 10. No stopping him. Takes it all the way. Touchdown, UCLA.
Well, this is how you start to get rolling. That's 2 touchdowns so far, and the more he gets fed, the more often he's going to cash in.
No problem with PAT right down the middle. Kickoff team on the field getting set now. Return starts from inside the 5. And he stopped at the 20. Trying to make something happen, but that's good coverage there. So here we go. First play of the drive. Under 2 minutes before halftime. On 1st and 10, they'll look to throw it. And he dumps it off to the tight end. A big hit by the linebacker, able to knock him down. They'll crank up the tempo here on 2nd down. The time is running out. There's the snap, and he's looking to throw. Lets it fly to the wideout. And that's interception number 5. When will this QB get the hook?
Well, this guy obviously did what he needed to do to get himself ready for this game. It's a favorable matchup. He's got a lot of confidence. He's already come up with 2 interceptions in this game alone. Locked in on what he needs to do to be in position and making plays for this defense.
Caught near the sticks. It's Estrada. Touchdown, Bruins. Just ran away from the defense. And the extra point makes it a 28-14 game. So the offense getting some momentum before halftime with a touchdown. Now they kick off in hopes the defense can get a quick stop. Fields it just outside the goal line. Not much on the return. They'll stop him at the 24. Good coverage. Okay, the Clemson offense heads back out onto the field. Backed up this close to the end zone in the final minute. Looks like they just decided to take care of the football and look toward the second half. No press here. The defense backing away. Short throw to the sideline, forced out after just a short gain.
Well, the running back that time just kind of sneaks out of the backfield and shows his hands on that nice catch.
Second down after that completion. Quarterback drops back, probing the secondary. Quick throw, complete to the tight end. And a big game before he goes out of bounds. The offense keeps churning, gets a fresh set of downs. First down here for this offense. Quarterback drops back. We're going to test the secondary. Receiver looks it in. It's complete. Timeout is called to talk strategy late in this close game with halftime approaching. The completion sets up a second down play. Quarterback drops back. Goes to his right side there for the completion. And the offense will call a timeout. That's their second of the half. Clemson getting set with a 1st and 10 now. The linebacker shifting around now. Looking to throw it on first down. Pressure is coming. Quarterback takes off now, looking to scramble. In the clear at the 25. Finally brought down, but it's an explosive gain. Ball all the way to the 21. And the Tigers will hustle to the line to run the hurry-up offense. Here comes a first down pass attempt. And he just throws the ball away there. Nobody open. Excellent coverage. The offense comes back out there. Not much time left. Perhaps just time for a couple plays before the half. After the incompletion on first down, looking to throw it again. Fires it to the wideout. Makes the catch downfield. 4 set of bounds after a nice gain. The offense is knocking on the door with a first and goal. So on first down, the field goal unit will come out there trying to get 3 points before the half. Timeout is called to talk strategy. Time for just 1 or 2 plays here before halftime. They'll set up at the right hash mark for this chip shot. The coach chooses to go for a field goal attempt here. This try is no good. Still losing by 14 after the miss. Just time enough for 1 more play in the half. Quarterback pre-snap adjustments now for this defense. And looking to throw now on first down. He's moving out of the pocket. Nowhere to go here, and the ball is knocked loose. Defense falls on the ball. Crucial takeaway. The Tigers will kick it off to begin the second half.
28, 14.
They're returning from inside the 10-yard line.
Returner is tackled down at the 23. And your UCLA Bruins will take
And the
over.
UCLA offense back out on the field. Trying to build in a positive first half for this offense. Let's see if they can stretch the lead. There's some urgency on the part of the defense to stop the bleeding here. Tackle made after a solid gain. They'll spot the ball at the 34. A solid run, good for first down yardage. Out of the shotgun, he'll hand it off. They've got him down out near the 40.
I think this defense keeps thinking about them throwing the football, and by doing that, they're opening up running lanes. Good positive yards there by the running back.
They'll go with the ground game here. Running back takes the handoff. What a move, breaking ankles and still going. That's a big gain before he goes out of bounds. It'll move the sticks, more than enough for a first down. Big chunk play. This offense operating at peak efficiency. From the shotgun, handoff inside. A gain of 2 yards. Now it's second down and 8.
Chris, you know, the spread era over the years has always grown offensively, but what I've been always impressed with defenses that really build their defense to play in space still have an ability to be sound at the line of scrimmage and defend a running game. It's exactly what we saw right there.
They bring him down, but that's a solid gain on the play. The Bruins are going to cash in this red zone trip. From inside the red zone, they're looking to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown, UCLA.
Well, you talk about a dream performance by this guy. That's his 4th receiving touchdown of this game. We knew he'd have chances to make plays, but I don't think anybody expected 4 touchdowns.
Automatic on the PAT. Getting set to kick the ball off now.
Clemson, 14.
Well, he thought about coming out, but instead takes a knee and to bring the football to the 25-yard line. And the powerful Clemson offense is back out there. The last drive was a little demoralizing. They stalled and then missed a field goal. That's a solid gain, moves the ball to the 29. And the Tigers looking to use the up-tempo offense here. Second down, looking to throw it. Pass ball is incomplete. There was a lot of contact. No penalty. Brings up third down.
Chris, I thought he had his hands on that football. I thought he was going to come down with it. But give the defense all the credit with a big hit to knock that ball loose.
Quick throw to his receiver. And it's complete downfield. Tackle is made, but the junior quarterback shows off his arm strength that time.
This is a big conversion by this offense. They're down now in the second half. probably limited opportunities at this point in the game. Every chance you get your hands on the ball, you need points. They keep this drive alive right here.
Second down after that run on the previous play.
I know this defense worked very hard at halftime to come up with answers on how to try to slow down this running back after the big first half, and he's already at it again.
They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1. Third down. This offense could really use a conversion here, down multiple scores. Can he get there on the ground? Breaks loose at the 40. Tackle made after a big gain.
You know, even though that these guys are facing a deficit, they're not just going all through the air. Love the fact that you're running the football, keeping this defense honest, not panicking by just throwing every single down. Now you got a new set of downs and a chance to keep moving the ball down the field.
Linebackers moving around trying to confuse the offense. And they try the middle, but stuck for no gain. Offense getting set up. Here's second down. Using the ground game here. Tailback has the handoff. They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1.
Third down.
After missing a field goal on their last drive, they got to produce something here on third down to even get into field goal range. Dropping back, looking to throw for the first down. And he'll loft it to the end zone. Intercepted in the end zone.
Boy, would this quarterback love to have this one back. They're trying to work themselves back into this game here in the second half. And the defense comes up with a big turnover that could breathe a nail in the coffin.
Finds room at the 30. They tackle him at the 38. Solid gain. Nice play there.
Hey, whether it's been on the inside or bouncing things to the outside, this guy has shown you everything that he has to offer, and a big part of the reason why they're enjoying this nice lead.
The gain is 3 yards. Brings up a second down and 7.
See, that's how you limit what an offense wants to do. This time, the defense just won the battle up front at the line of scrimmage, not giving up any big plays. Everybody's gap sound. It's really solid defense on that play.
Or throwaway there. Gave up on the play, but now it's going to bring up third down.
Man, the defense took everything away from him. What do you expect him to do? He can't force the ball into traffic and potentially throw the interception. Does a good job of getting out of the pocket, away from the pressure, and just throw the ball away. See what happens on this next down.
And the Bruins will line up to punt it away.
Number 13 in punt formation to kick it away.
See if he can make a play on this return. They finally get him down, but that's a solid return. Good work by the return man. Okay, the Clemson offense heads back out onto the field. They had it going on the last drive, but it ended abruptly with the interception. Let's see what they can do here. They're going to run it here. He's brought down out at the 46.
Great job by the offensive line here, opening up some holes and giving the running back room to run on first down. Plays like this can open up the playbook for the play caller, allow him to make that defense think, are they going to run? Maybe play action, maybe throw the ball downfield.
Second down after that run on the previous play. Play action fake, looking to throw. Looking for his big tight end. That one falls incomplete. Looking for a flag, doesn't get it. Brings up third down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out the punishment, but here, he's the one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, he's unable to hold on to the football.
Shotgun formation here on third down. And is intercepted. Big takeaway, now looking for a big return. And he's wrapped up after a solid return.
Of course, that's back-to-back drives now that this offense has thrown interceptions. They've got to be able to regroup on the sideline, adjust their schemes, maybe their personnel groupings and formations, try to find a new way to attack, because right now, this isn't working.
Tackle up near midfield at the 48. Offense getting set. Second down play here. Off the play fake, looking to throw the football. Quarterback escapes the pocket. Makes the catch for a huge gain right near the sideline. they finally go down, but it's a first down and much more. Great game in the play.
First down.
The Bruins took a cash in this red zone trip. A quick throw out left, complete.
Anytime you have a chance to get this wide receiver isolated and get the ball in his hands, you do it.
So here comes second down now. Every play important down here in the red zone. And the motion by the back now forces the defense to adjust. The catch is made along the sideline. Good job getting the foot down. They bring him down with the junior quarterback showing off the cannon. The Bruins pick up enough yardage for a fresh set of downs. And he's brought down there. Coming up, second down and goal. Here's some pre-snap movement in the backfield. Tailback tests the middle of the defense. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 2.
Nice job by this defense on that second down, so we now have third down and goal. The offense could be thinking about 4-down situation. They need to put the ball in.
Touchdown, Bruins. To stretch the lead, the route is on.
Well, that's a thing of beauty right there. Good job all around. Offensive line gave the quarterback enough time. Quarterback puts it right on the money. And with this receiver running a route like this, it makes it pretty simple. All you have to do is get his head turned around, catch that football. He's already in the end zone for the touchdown.
Clemson, 14.
And he'll just take a knee. Drive will start. The offense will line up. Chance for a couple more plays before the end of the quarter. First down. Looking to throw the football. Lets it go quickly. He's got a receiver wide open here. Heads out of bounds after a solid game. More than enough to pick up a first down. It's a 1st and 10 play coming up for the offense. And as we take a break to flip into the field, let's take a quick look at the current national rankings. Fresh set of downs for the offense. First down. Here's the snap. Quarterback drops back. Gets hauled in here over the middle. Defense reacts quickly. A very short gain on the play.
I love what the defense is doing here. Sitting back, giving up some plays underneath, tackling these guys inbounds, and just keep that clock rolling.
Quarterback looking to throw it on second down. Oh, almost another interception. Can you believe it? It's going to bring up third down. What will the call be on 3rd and long now from the 44? Back to throw again. And he's got it. It's a big gain across midfield down inside the 35.
Really good job here of converting by this offense. And let's face it, at this point in the game, because they have such a big hole to climb out of, they've got to be able to convert and come up with a new set of downs. They do it here. Now they got a real shot to cut into this lead.
Second down play coming up for this offense.
At the 33. Brings up second down.
And the quarterback drops back looking for an open man. Using his legs here. Finding space at the 20. He'll avoid the big hit with the slide.
Chris, watch him work through his progressions here. Finds the first and the second option aren't there. By the third option, he's got to pull it down and try to pick up some positive yards, of which he did, and then he slides down to avoid the big hit.
And he's run out after a big gain. The offense will be set up with a first down and goal. The Tigers hoping to punch it in here. They have first and goal. And he runs it into the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers.
Yeah, they run the football here. They come up with a touchdown. Obviously, this game is out of reach, but again, they're fighting to the very end, which is always good to see.
And the extra point was up and good. I believe they're going to line up here to go for the onside kick. And the hands team able to recover the football. And the Bruins offense is back out on the field. They were up double digits at halftime, and they're just continuing to roll, building in the lead here in the second half. There's the handoff. Gets some space around the 30. And a big gain before he goes out of bounds. The offense keeps churning, gets a fresh set of downs.
Really positive yards here from this running back. He's able to pick up the first down. I guess the only knock would be he does step out of bounds. With the new college rules, of course, the clock will stop momentarily until the play clock starts on the next play, and then the clock will get started again. So just try to stay in bounds when you're working with a lead like this.
So second down after the incompletion. They snap it. Quarterback looking to throw the ball. It's incomplete. He was hit as he threw that time. And now third down coming up. Not going to be easy here. Backed up a long way to go for a first down. Drops back, looking to throw for it on third down. Touchdown, UCLA. And this one is getting ugly. But they'll try to add to the lead now with the PAT. And the kick is up and good. They tack on a point to their lead. Kickoff team has come on the field now to send this one away.
UCLA, 49, Clemson.
And he takes this from inside the 5. And the returner brought down by that coverage team. And the powerful Clemson offense is back out there. On 1st and 10, looking to throw. Oh, it's picked off. What a play. Can he take it all the way? And that's a solid return after the interception.
I just don't think there's anything else you can do as a play caller. You've got to be able to throw the ball downfield. You just got to hope that your quarterback and receivers can execute when the defense knows it's coming. Here, the interception cost them.
And a decent gain there before the defense brings him down. So down here in the red zone, every yard tough to find. Here is a crucial play coming up. And they'll just try to run some clock here, keeping it on the ground. They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1. So here we go, third down. Defense needs a stop here, try to force a field goal attempt. And they hit him just as he releases the ball. It's incomplete. So on 4th down, the decision is to trot out the field goal team. It'll be a 24-yard attempt, should be automatic. Right down the middle. And that will extend their lead even further. After adding 3 more points to the lead, they're set to kick it off.
And that one, my gosh, I mean, it's almost too easy. Nice kick.
He's going to return it from near the goal line. And he stopped at the 20. Tried to make something happen, but that's good coverage there. Okay, the Clemson offense heads back out onto the field. Remember, the last possession ended quickly. The interception on the first play. Let's see if they can do better here. Looking to set up a screen pass here. They bring him down, but he was fast enough to get that first down yardage. A new set of downs after that completion.
At the 34-yard line. That's a first down for the offense.
On 1st and 10 here, looking to throw the ball. Receiver makes the grab. Defense finally brings him down, but a nice chunk play. First down play call. How aggressive will it be?
And that's a first down for the offense.
There's the snap. They'll set up to throw. Sideline catch made, but out of bounds short of the first down.
It's almost like they don't have another receiver to throw the ball to. This guy's been making all kinds of plays today, and this time he decides to show off some fancy footwork and somehow stays in bounds.
Catch made on the right side. That's a big gain. They make the tackle, but that's a solid gain. Moves the ball to the 34. Clemson getting set for the 1st and 10 coming up. Here's the snap, looking to throw. Running back has it on a screen now. They're finally able to stop him, but the defense is fooled a bit on that screen play. It's a solid gain for a first down. First down here, the offense has time for 1 more play before the 2-minute warning. Incomplete. They cannot connect. Offense set for the 6th play in this drive. Looking to pass here on second down. Makes a quick catch.
Hey, there's the execution that's been lacking most of this game, but they'll take it. You know, you try to do everything that you can to learn and try to build for the future. And at this point in the game, it's obviously over, but you love to see the offensive coordinator still giving this quarterback opportunities.
Back to the end zone. He could not get his foot down. It's incomplete. The offense stays on the field down multiple possessions. Easy choice. A running play called on fourth down. No, he didn't make it. He stopped short on fourth down, and that could be a fatal blow to this offense. Line getting set up. It's a first down play. From the shotgun, it's a handoff. They stop him after a 6-yard gain, so 2nd and 4.
That's the mark of a well-coached team. These guys don't even pay attention to the score. They're just out there executing and churning up yards. Good, solid run there. As this clock continues to wind down, this offense has had a great day.
So let's see what they like here on 3rd and short from inside their own 20. Important to pick up this first down. Gets the ball up as he's hit, but it's incomplete.
Boy, a questionable call there on 3rd down. I know they don't convert, but why not run the ball? Keep the clock moving, especially working with the lead in the 4th quarter. Now you got a big decision here on 4th down and short.
Finds his man, has the first down. Tackle made, but the sophomore quarterback showing us the arm strength. First down, looking to throw the ball. Hit as he threw. He's going deep here. Aggressive call, a deep shot on first down, but incomplete. Here's the 2nd down play. There's the snap. Quarterback setting up to throw. He's going to take another shot right here. And it falls incomplete with just 6 seconds remaining to play.
This secondary knows how to keep their eye on the football and how to break on the ball. I thought the receiver was open. I thought it was going to be a completion. It gives you an idea of how instinctive and how athletic he is by getting into the way of that and knocking it away.
And he'll drop back here on 3rd down. And it's incomplete with just 2 seconds remaining.
Chris, I just don't know about this call. I like the aggressive approach, but at this point, late in the game, playing with the lead, 3rd down and long, maybe you run the ball. You know, work that clock. Continue to think about the big picture. Now you're facing 4th down and long, and I think you got to punt it away and hope the defense can secure a victory.
And it falls incomplete. They tried for a big chunk play on the final play of the period. Well, this one ended up being a blowout. But they get the W, but they also make a pretty strong statement here today.
Yeah, I thought this game would be a lot closer, at least closer than how things ended up. But give credit to this team for coming out with a good game plan and just dominating the game.
And that is going to wrap it up. We enjoyed this one here. For Kirk Herbstreit, I'm Chris Fowler, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.